We are at the official Lake of Wisconsin. Near the ferry, as you can see, there have been sightings of ginormous fish here. The pea soup, that's the water. It looks like the reeds have actually grown in, so there might be some big fish just wandering off it, and we're gonna try to catch one. We only really bought corn, but we also have a lot of lures, so we're gonna throw some out there and see if we can get a giant fish. I've caught some both carp and catfish here with kernels of sweet corn. We got some very, very delicious kernels of sweet corn, and that should do very well out there. Hopefully we'll get a big fish. All right, toss the, well, I got this little flicker shad, like a mini flicker shad out. You can definitely see there's more reeds here than there were just a few weeks ago. You can see them sticking out through the water there, so it looks like it's a good spot right now to maybe get a couple of smallies if you can get past the reeds. Because I bet there are hungry fish here, and this is a pretty good place for smallies during this time of the year, the summer. But it looks like I might have to switch to more of a smaller swim bait for that, because this keeps on getting a lot of reeds with the treble hook. All right, I think I got one already. Got one already. It ain't a big one though. It is a smallie. So yeah, that was pretty fast. Smallmouth bass. Smallmouth bass. It's a very small one though, so you can see Wisconsin, Lake Wisconsin, pretty good for smallmouth bass here. Nice smallie. Got a tiny smallmouth bass. Smallmouth bass, very small. I think there's probably bigger ones here. Let's see if we can get one. All right, smallie, we're gonna let you go over at this ramp here. Not gonna get on the little ramp because I actually slid and fell in last time. But this should be close enough. Then light throw, and he's off. Nice smallmouth bass there. Definitely not the size of fish we're after, but not a bad start for today. I'll take a small smallie. I know there's a lot of those here, and I know this lure actually works pretty well for smallmouth. I gotta whistle it a little bit slower. This one stays more on the top water, and this is easily small enough for even white bass to bite. So there should be a good amount of fish that would actually hit this. Now I'm hoping the white bass do come in at dusk now, and I'm hoping that it's actually late enough in the year for some of those minnows to gather here, and then for the bass to come in. So, but the earlier times I came here like a couple weeks ago, the minnows weren't ready yet. So hopefully they're ready now. I think I got one. Is it off? No, it is on. Oh, this feels decently heavy. Unless that's a flathead, it does feel like one of the buffs. Did it get off? No. Oh, come on. May this be a 30-pound fish. That would be glorious. I don't know if it feels like a 30-pound fish, actually. But it did take out a lot of string. But, you know, like even a 6-pound carp will take out a lot of string. I'm really hoping it's one of the giants, because I have not caught it. Well, I've caught like 15, 16 pounder here, but not caught anything bigger than that. But this one's actually not fighting as hard as I expected it to. So let me bring it up. It's almost close to the edge here. Is that a carp? You can almost see it now. That's a big carp. Probably like a 15, 16 pounder. Not the gigantic fish of doom that I wanted, but that's a pretty big one actually. That's actually a fairly big one. Might be, hopefully maybe a personal best carp. All I gotta do is beat 16 pounds, and it's definitely looks like 16 poundable, but maybe not. Looks like a common. It looks like a common. At least this is above 10 for sure. But I don't know if it's 15, 16. I was hoping to be one of the giant buffalo lords. But it is a common carp, and it's still swimming pretty strong. It's a big one. I think I'm gonna need to tire it out a bit before I can bring it in with a net. Definitely gonna need to tire it out a bit. So it's going really, really strong, pulling lots of drag, as you can see. Carp fishing is actually a lot of fun. They do give a really nice fight. And they are much bigger than, like, you know, bass or walleye for the most part. There are those like 50-pound walleye, but, well, I mean, not 50-pound, but 20-pound walleye. But those are pretty uncommon, whereas like a 15, 16-pound carp in Lake Wisconsin is pretty darn common, I would say. Not the most unusual fish in Wisconsin. Look at that, look at that, look at that. This is 50-pound line, so I shouldn't have any trouble with this, but definitely something to be mindful of how powerful these guys are. This is not like a largemouth. This is not like a 2-pound bass that you're dealing with. So even with heavy line, you got to be careful with these guys. It's a powerful carp. It's not over 20 though. I'm really looking for a carp over 20. Haven't gotten one yet. Seems like 20 is the magical number that channel cats and carp have a hard time getting past. The Wisconsin record for carp is about 50, so this is nowhere near that, but this is a good one. It's a good carp. Very good carp. It's like when you get them near the dock, you have to fight them for like another 5 minutes before you can actually get them in. And that's really because you're fishing from a height, so you have to get the net down there to ring this guy in. So you do have to tire them out a bit. That's why you need heavy gear, because if you don't have heavy gear, you probably ain't bringing these guys in. Seen them easily snap 10-pound mono before, and that's why 50-pound braid is somewhat necessary. That's a pretty decent sized one. There we go. In the net, still feisty, but yeah, pretty common size for official Lake of Wisconsin. That's a big one. That is a big one. 11 pounds. Not a giant by any means, but a decent sized fish. 11 pounds, almost albino. Common carp, official Lake of Wisconsin. I got a very decent sized carpio, just over 10 at around 11 pounds. Carp can be there, so they can, as long as their skin stays wet, which it will for like eternity, they're generally okay. And they're one of the tougher fish. And Lake Wisconsin, despite the rain last week, is actually quite a bit lower than usual. So we're just gonna put this guy back in. I think he'll be fine. He's gonna make his way out, sort of. Maybe, I think it's too shallow for him right now, but I think he'll situate. He's pretty lively. He's pretty lively. There he goes. There he goes, the albino carp. All right, that was a decent one, but not the monstrous one I'm really after. I want like a 30-pound fish. That was only a 12 or 11 or 11 and a half or whatever it was. I know they're out there, so I'm gonna keep hunting them. I don't know if I'm tossing out far enough, but a lot of the monsters should just be right out there at the reed line. So they really shouldn't be that any further out than where I caught that one. And I think like whether a 30-pound carp bites your bait or like a 10-pound carp bites your bait, it is kind of luck. And that one was a decent one, like I said, but not a glorious one. And a glorious one, folks, is really what I'm looking for. Glorious fish. Wish I could get it out just a little further than that, but maybe. We'll see. That should be okay, actually. That should be okay. All right, after 3 hours of casting, I got another fish. It just jumped. It just jumped. It looks like the same smallie almost, but it caught in the same place. But I think it's slightly bigger. But bass are pretty dumb. They will bite the same thing twice in a day. I've seen it in tournaments. I think this one's slightly bigger though. It feels a little stronger. Of course, everything feels small and a trappy like Zeb. No, it's a little bigger. It's not bad, it's not bad. Got another smallie. Got another smallmouth bass. Yeah? Smallmouth bass, they're all over here. Pretty much all along the shore. There's nothing anywhere else. But not bad. Another smallmouth bass. I always catch a couple of these. This one's a little bigger than the last one. But no giants here. And I'm really here for the buffalo anyways. But I haven't caught one of those yet. See ya, bass. Let's keep casting out this way and they're like pretty much right next to the rocks. Which is kind of not great because I get stuck on the rocks a lot. There are little jams there, but water's actually really low today. So maybe not. We will see. We will see. Oh, got one, got one, got one. Oh, I got another one. This is this is like the smallest one out of all of them. Yeah, that's a smallmouth. Very, very small fish. It's like 5 inches. Smallest smallie ever. See ya. Thing was like literally twice the size of my lure. They are pretty much completely along the rocks right now. I don't think there's anything further out. There must be some kind of bait fish here. They're just along the rocks right now. But I haven't seen any minnows, but a smallmouth of that size could only bite a minnow, pretty much. I wonder if there's anything below the dock, which I just slung over the dock, so I guess not. But yeah, I'm gonna sling out just along the rocky shore, because that's really where all of them are at. They're not further out. You gotta retrieve pretty slowly, and then maybe one of them will actually latch on. All right, got one, I got one. I lost the bell because the bell went in the water. Yeah, because the fish just went insane on it. I think it's a carp. A buffalo usually don't pull like that, but dang, that reeled out like 20 yards of line too. I got it. It's hooked in. Oh jeez, it's a big one. It's a big one. It's a big one. That ain't a small fish. I better. Alright, I hope it's one of the buffaloes, but it's probably a carp.
What is it?
I'm hoping it's a buffalo, but it's probably a carp. The way it ripped out all the line.
Where's it at?
If it's a carp, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's one fish you guys haven't seen.
there's a couple of them here. They're not as numerous here as other places, but they're big here. Alright, as long as it doesn't come off the hook, I should be able to reel it in. It's not ripping any more line out.
Mom, that feels good. No,
I lost one of the bells, but that's like 50 cents. I can deal with that. Is that a carp or a buffalo? One of those. Is it like a 10-pound carp or a 30-pound buffalo? What is it? What is it? What is it?
Here he comes. Stay back.
That's a carp. It's a carp. I think I saw the tail. Pretty sure I saw the tail.
Oh yeah, he's a big one.
Yeah, that's a pretty decent one. Oh, that's.
I don't know, but he's freaking huge.
He's. I don't think that's 20, but it's probably 15 or 16.
Oh no, it ain't a carp. It looks. I don't know.
I think it is, but it's probably 15 or 16. They've given me the run. It takes me like it takes me a long time. It takes me a long time to reel this thing in. That's a big one. Yeah, that's a carp, but it's a big one.
It is a carp.
Yeah, it's a carp, but it's a big one.
Oh yeah, it sure is. He's huge. Yeah, he's a big one.
It's a big one.
Watch how big he is, buddy.
It's probably 15, 16 pounds.
Look at him, see?
oh!
It's 15, 16 pounds.
We were at Myrtle Beach and we found all them big fish.
Yeah, there was a
Might be the biggest one I've caught this year.
Oh,
Okay, back up so I can bring it up.
that's it.
All right, I'm gonna. All right, where's the thing?
He's fat.
It's fat. I think I'm pretty sure. I think he'll fit in the net. I think he will fit in the net. But that is a big one. It's bigger than the last one I caught, anyways. Yeah, it'll fit. It's just kind of hard to get in.
You want help?
I think I should.
Oh, that's fat.
Oh yeah.
Stay back.
Oh
Back
my God.
Got him. Nice, nice, nice. Oh God, that's probably like 16, 17 pounds. Oh yeah, there's a big carp. That's a big one.
Like the one we caught in the water.
All right, guys, 16.8 giant carp fishy thingy. Probably one of the bigger ones I've caught. Definitely here. Still not over 20. Still not 30-pound buffalo, but I'll take it. 16 carp. All right, we're gonna
Throw it in.
just put them back in the water somehow, and
Throw it. Throw it in.
yeah, it's kind of, you know, usually the water isn't this low, so it's not as problematic. I'm gonna let it go here.
That's fine.
Dad, I can smell the fish.
Yeah, carp have a, well, that's not deep enough. I think if I just push it, that's fine. There it goes, nice carp. See ya, oh, it's stuck. Bye-bye, carpy. See ya, carp. See ya, thanks for playing. While we managed to catch big fish at Lake Wisconsin, still nothing over 20 though. I was really targeting the giant buffaloes. Those can get over 30. But 16-pound carp, 10-pound carp, 3 smallies. The white bass still aren't there yet. because the minnows still haven't started coming in and the walleyes haven't come in there either. I still think I have to wait another couple of weeks for that to happen, but I will be returning there in the next 2 or 3 weeks in order to answer the call of the buffalo, because I know they're out there, but I think next time I'm going to go there early morning. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button, and come back on our next Wisconsin or Missouri adventure.